Good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome to Resilience Live. I'm looking this way for my YouTubers, my LinkedIn and my Facebookers. I'm looking this way for my Instagrammers. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me now or at any point or watching this later as well, which is fine. So Resilience Live is something that I do weekly. It's a roughly 30-minute session at 11 a.m. UK time every Friday. And I talk about all things to do with your resilience, your well-being, your performance, your happiness and fulfillment in life and at work. If you are watching on this screen in front of me here, just to let me know if you can hear me okay, because I've not got my headset on and my laptop is not always the best when it comes to sound. Also, if you can see the mess behind me, you can just excuse me for that. I have my little friend here today. Today, I'm going to talk to you about how your environment affects your well-being and resilience. So your environment is really, really important. Those of you who know, I just spent 7 weeks in a very beautiful environment in Mallorca. I was by the beach, I had ocean views, I was 5 minutes from the ocean, I was in hot sun in a very relaxing sort of holiday vibe place. I'm now back in Blighty, as we say, and I'm not in my office because my office is not available, so I'm working in here and it's not the best. So I'm really a case in point for this topic, is that your environment does affect you. Often when things are not going well for us mentally, emotionally, physically, often when life isn't working out in the way that we want it to, there's a lot of talk in the personal development space, which is that, it's in you. You got to master your mind and your emotions and your perception and how you deal with it and build your resilience and your behaviors in order to handle difficult environments and environments that aren't working for you, whether that's at work, with your friends, at home, whatever it is. And yes, the majority of how you deal with environments that do or don't serve you is to do with your own inner state, your own perceptions, your own self-mastery. But at the same time, rather than trying to sort yourself out in environments that don't suit you, we have to understand that a lot of the time as well, I don't know if I can say a lot of the time, but there are occasions where the issue is not you, the issue is what's going on around you. And the saying that I have is that you cannot stand in a fire and not get burnt. And many of us are standing in fires and trying to not get burnt by working on our mindset, working on our emotions, changing the way we feel and behave and how we act and blah, blah, blah. And we're trying to be okay standing in fires, whether those fires are toxic relationships, bad company cultures, social events that you don't want to be in, but you took yourself there anyway. There's all these things where we go into a fire and then we're like, oh yes, I'm just going to be strong mentally, I'm going to not get burnt. But it's affecting you. And you will get burnt. I'm not an enlightened being. I don't know how to stand in a fire and somehow not get touched by it and not get burnt by it. So sometimes we have to understand the impact that the environment is having on you. And sometimes you need to really reflect on that and actually do something about it. So this isn't about saying, oh, if my life is bad or if I'm not well and I don't feel good, I'm blaming it on the environment. I'm blaming it on the people, the things, the places, the company. This isn't about giving all your power away to that and just blaming everything around you, because that's not helpful either. But it is about understanding that there are certain environments that nourish your well-being and certain environments that don't. So we need to understand that each of us are seeds. If you plant a seed and you want it to grow, you're not going to plant it in a load of cement. If you do that, it's not going to grow. If you plant a seed in soil, but then don't give it any water, any sunlight, or you give it too much water, too much sunlight, it's not going to grow and flourish into its fullness and its full potential. And so basically you need to understand that you too are a seed, and you need to know where you've been planted and what kind of environments nourish you. I just had a little message from my nephew, Krishy. Hi. I thought you were out, darling. I get a little bit distracted. So basically, sometimes it's the environment around you that you need to look at and see whether it's nourishing you or not. As I say, I'm a little bit of a case in point. I've just been in an environment that nourished me on all levels: sunshine, beach, ocean, peace, solitude, space, cleanliness, everything was there. And I really, like, if you look at my live streams from then, you may notice I was in a certain vibe. I had a lot of freedom, a lot of flow. And now I'm in a different environment. I'll be honest with you, right now, I feel kind of like, it's just like I feel a bit, I'm struggling a bit to get my flow going. And I'm having to navigate that fine line between, is it this around me or is it in here? And what can I do to handle this as best as I can to be my fullest self in this environment? Or also realize that sometimes the environment is just not going to help me. And they say, you are not a tree. If you don't like where you are, move. So a lot of time we just stay stuck. Oh, I'm in this bad company culture. And then you just try to deal with it. Maybe you need to move. I'm in this crappy environment. And you just try and do it. You're not a tree. You can move. Hello, Eve. Eve says profound, Pinky. Thank you, darling. I don't know what I just said, but thank you if it was profound. So we really need to understand. So what I want to do with you, first of all, is we're going to have a little look at 4 aspects of the environment. And as I talk about these, I'd like you to reflect on for yourself, because as I always say, no one size fits all. I loved being by the ocean on my own, sitting on my balcony, having a cup of tea in peace and quiet. Other people find that hell. For them, that's boring. It's tired. Oh, they don't like it. They need people. They need play. They need like cities. I don't like that stuff. And that's okay. You like what you like. I like what I like. I'm nourished by certain things and you are nourished by certain things. They don't have to be the same. And that's the other problem we have. We try and be in environments that nourish other people and try to be nourished by them too when they're not true for us. As an example, when I was in Mallorca, there were certain people around me who liked to party and be out every night and go for drinks and meet people and they'd invite me. And sometimes I'd go and I had some great times, but often I was like, this ain't for me. Maybe I'm an old lady now, but I like to sit at home on my balcony and have a cup of tea in peace. That fills me, not being around people. I find that really draining. So let's have a look at the categories of in the environment that you can have a reflection on for yourself. And then what we're going to do is look at a little exercise to help you to vision and create the environment that suits you. Because this isn't about just saying, oh, everything around me is rubbish and blaming it and then sitting there and going, oh, I need it to change. No. You're a conscious creator of your reality. So you must reflect. What's my current reality? What is serving me? What is true for me? What is not? And then you create a vision of what you would like to experience and start to take action to create it. Just like I did. I got on a plane and I went to Mallorca to experience the environment that I knew would nourish me. And I had so many amazing things happen inside and outside because I did that. I didn't just sit there and dream about it. I had to create it. And that's what you have to do. But first, we need to understand what works for you. So let's look, first of all, at one aspect of the environment, and that is people. People are very important. Who is around you? Are they your tribe? Whether it's in your company, in your home, in your social groups, people you're following on social media, the kind of content they're posting. This is all people that you are surrounding yourself with. And sometimes we need to reflect and say, are they actually nourishing me or not? Are they draining me? Do they have a similar focus to me? Are they supporting me? Or are they making me feel worse? Are they abusing me? Are they bullying me? Are they negative about me? When I tell them what I'm doing in my life, are they pushing me down? Are they causing more problems? Are they complaining all the time? What do they talk about? What do they do? And it's not a case of saying, well, I'm not going to be around anybody who doesn't completely align with me. But sometimes you need to be very discerning and realize that the people around you are having a massive impact on your well-being and your success or lack thereof. If you look at every successful person you see on videos on YouTube and so on, and they talk about this, they had to get really strict about the people they surrounded themselves with, because people will affect you. And you have a choice, by the way. It's not always easy. And I know you're stuck in a situation with people around you that you can't change and whatever, but maybe you need to start looking at how much time you spend with certain people. Maybe you need to start looking at what kind of conversations you have with people, because people are energy as well. Everything is energy. You are energy, your environment is energy, everyone else has their own energetic frequency, and what you're around is going inside you as well. So have a think about the people around you, your colleagues, your family, your friends, your social. Are they the people that are helping you to be the best self that you can be? Or are they making it harder for you? Are they making it worse? Are they even harming or hurting you? People stay in abusive relationships for deeply rooted psychological reasons. And then when they get the courage to get out of the fire, they stop getting burnt and they're like, oh, suddenly I feel a lot better. Yeah, because you were around people that were not serving you. And I'm sorry, but not everybody is good. Not everybody is good for you. Someone said to me recently, and it really helped me, you don't have to like everybody. And I have that problem. I feel guilty if I look at someone and be like, you're not for me. It's not because I hate them. It's not, they are who they are. But it doesn't mean they need to be around me. It doesn't mean they're a good match for me. I'm going this way, they're going that way. Then why am I trying to keep it together? It's stopping me from going on my true path. So you've got to be discerning about the people that you choose to have around you. So that's one thing, people, relationships, absolutely key to resilience and well-being. If you're struggling, if you're mentally, emotionally, physically not doing well, and you're around people who don't help you, don't support you, don't care for you, don't love you, don't do anything to give you anything supportive, it's not going to help you. Stop being in those environments. I know people who go and work in companies which have a certain kind of culture and it's pretty toxic and it's not for them. And they're like, oh, I don't like it. And then they go get another job in the same type of company and complain again. It's like, well, why are you choosing? You have choice. You are not a tree. If you don't like where you are, move. Neela says, absolutely. Thank you, my darling. Lovely to see you. So that's people. The next thing is places, physical environment. As I just said to you, I like to be by the ocean. Is that the song? I like to be beside the seaside. Really bad singing. Never going to do that ever again. So it's not one of my talents. But I like to be by the ocean. That's why I went to Mallorca, because the place, nature, fills my heart, calms me, heals me. Being in the ocean is cleansing. Energetically, everything gets clean. I need that for my health and well-being, so I chose to be around it. Other people like to be in busy, hustle, bustle cities. For me, in that kind of environment, I feel sick. I can be there for a day. I can't like it, like London, but I've got to leave after a while because it drains me. It takes energy from me and it doesn't fill me up here. But maybe you love cities. Some people love that. The coffee shops, the vibes, the people, all the different things around. Maybe that kind of environment is for you. What about your company culture? Where are you working? Some people love to be sat in a little office with so much busyness and people and on their little desk working away and noise and ooh. Other people find that really, really difficult. I read something recently about neurodiversity, of which I am not even slightly an expert or even that knowledgeable. So please go do your own research on this kind of thing. But certain people with brains that work in certain ways cannot be at an optimal level of well-being and performance in that kind of environment. So if in your company, like everyone's got to hustle, bustle and be in this kind of noisy, crazy, artificial light environment in this little office, And then you wonder why some people might not be happy or engaged or performing. It might be because it doesn't suit them. When I do my work, I need peace. I need calm. I need no distractions. But other people like that kind of thing. So again, what is true for you in terms of your physical place that you're in? How does it make you feel? Does it feed you or does it drain you? If something is draining you, if you spend time in a place and when you leave you feel drained, that's not a good sign. That's telling you that this is not the environment that nurtures you. Hello, Rebecca. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you for a very, very long time. So that's the place. Then we have the things around you, the things. I'm not going to show you the things around me because it's so embarrassingly messy right now. As I say, I just came back yesterday from Mallorca. I haven't unpacked and I don't have a lot of space in this place. So there's a lot of stuff around. But the things around you. So for me, I have a lot of books around me, bookshelf, stacks of books here because there's not enough space. I actually like that because I love books. I love learning. These are things that mean something to me. They are true for me. I love them. If you ever see Einstein's office, it was a complete mess and his books and papers, but that was his creative zone. That was his place. So the things he had around him were helpful for him. But if you put me in an environment where I'm surrounded by screens and technology and artificial lighting and computer games and all this, I don't like it. Or too much clutter of junk, like junk, like nothing that has any meaning. It's just like accumulating stuff and junk and more junk. I don't like that. It takes my energy. Everything is energy. Everything around you has a frequency and an energy, and it is affecting you because you cannot separate energy. I have a frequency, he has a frequency, everything has a frequency, and it's all blending together. So if you've got frequencies around you that are low and lots of technology, which I don't like, it's getting into you. Maybe you need to sort that out. Rebecca says, I hear that. Calm and no distractions is my environment. Absolutely, Rebecca. So imagine if you had a job where you had to go into a really busy office and that was a rule that you had to go in and you had to work in that. How would that make you feel? How would you perform? Probably not so well. So we need to understand the individual. No one size fits all. I say that in all of these live streams. What works for you in terms of the environment does not work for everybody else. And if you want people to perform, if you want people to be healthy and well, if you want to be healthy and well, you must find the environments that suit you. You must create the environments. Rebecca said, I had a bookshelf like that, heaving with books I liked reading and referring to. Absolutely. For me, like I love libraries. Oh my God, that's my kind of environment. That environment helps me. It makes me feel good. It energizes me. I love books. I love libraries. There's something about it that for me fills my heart. Other people are really bored in there. That's okay. Then you go where it suits you. Don't try and be like me. Don't try and be in an environment that suits me. Be in the environment that suits you. You are a seed. You need nourishment from the environment to grow. But your nourishment is not the same as my nourishment. You must become self-aware. So we looked at people. What kind of people are around you? What kind of places are you in? What kind of things are around you? And last but not least is the information that is coming in at you all day, every day. What information is coming in at you? Are you watching the news, the negative news that's telling you every day to be scared and the fear and the problems and so on, so on, so on? I say this in my training. I say, if I came into your room, into your living room, stood in the corner and just said lots of negative things to you all day long, you'd probably tell me to leave. But you put your TV on, and that's exactly what it's doing on the news, and you let it play, and it's going in, people. Just as you feed your body food, if you feed your body junk food, it's going to affect your well-being and your health and your resilience. If you feed your mind junk information, it's going to affect your mental health and your mental performance. So are you taking in information that is negative, that is not helping you, not inspiring you, not supporting you, not making you feel optimistic about things? Are you talking about junk? Are you having conversations about junk things? Are you around people who just gossip? Are you around people who just complain and talk about the problems all the time? This is all information. What are you following on social media? Get a sense for that. When you're scrolling through your feed, taking in this information, how does it make you feel? Does it fill your heart? Does it expand you? Does it inspire you? Or does it make you think, does it give you a low vibe, a low frequency? The information you feed in your mind is so important. So one of the things I've had to do many times is cut off certain things in my newsfeed. I don't follow things. And I did it the other day. I got caught up. YouTube was, for some reason, recommending me really toxic stuff, like someone who's supposed to be a teacher, really toxic, crazy, like worryingly crazy that someone like that has a platform and people are following them. Really, really awful stuff. And I started watching it because it's information, I'm taking it in, and it's like, ugh. And then I get caught up in it, and now I'm going on a downward spiral, being dragged by, had to pull myself back. Block, block, delete, delete, block, block. Don't need it in my space. It's not nourishing. So you got to be pretty strong with this stuff. When you're cultivating your environment, you got to be a little bit ruthless with yourself, and you got to be conscious, and sometimes with other people, and you got to be conscious and confident to know that you must create an environment around you that nourishes and nurtures you, and not everyone's going to like that. But you have to choose, because it's you who's got to wake up in it every day, not them. So it's really, really important. Rebecca says, yes, it's a type of hypnosis that doesn't nourish the nervous system. Yeah, I think you're talking about information and stuff and scrolling through news feeds. It is like a hypnosis. It is, isn't it? And that's really interesting, because you just absorb it. And if it's dirty rubbish, it's in your brain, and your brain is learning and absorbing. And then remember what I said in my last live stream, your brain is in your body. What's going on up there goes into your body. Negative information, complaining, horrible things going in every day, fear, fear, fear. We're obsessed with fear. It's insane. You turn on the news. I did this a while ago. I looked at a mainstream news website, and I scrolled through the whole page, the whole homepage, and I calculated something like 75 or 80% of the news stories were negative and fearful. 85 or so, 80%, something like that. That's a lot. And you're watching that every day. It's not going to help you, my darlings. It's really damaging. I'm not saying ignore it, bury your head in the sand, pretend everything's fine, unless you want to. Some people go live off the grid for that very reason, because this world is not always nourishing to the mind, body, and soul. So you must move. You must nurture your environment and create an environment around you. Got to be a ninja with information these days, says Rebecca. Absolutely. And you got to catch it quick, because it sucks you in. The negative conversation with that person that goes on for an hour, and then 2 hours, and then the news feed, and you get addicted. It's all addiction. And you're in there for 2 hours scrolling through junk that hasn't served you. You got to cut it. Become conscious, aware, and cut it off quick and move on. Otherwise, you're now in the spiral, and now you got to kind of get yourself out of it. Such information going into the brain disturbs heart rhythms, absolutely. And it's about rhythm, energy. Everything has frequency and rhythm. And if you've got this agitated fear, energy, and it's going in you and it's outside of you, how do you think you're going to feel? Do you think you're going to be healthy and well and optimistic and powerful and confident and joyous? No. But unfortunately, for some reason, a lot of human beings live in that state and perpetuate that state, and they get sucked into it, and they're unconscious, and they just keep going, and then you wonder why you got heart disease when you get older. You wonder why you're having strokes. You wonder why your back hurts. You wonder why you're tired. You wonder why you're miserable. It's not an accident. It's because you are in environments that are not serving you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going towards the end soon, but what I want to say is that if you reflect on your environment, people, places, things, information, you may become aware that there are things around you. You can do this a little intuitive exercise and just observe in your own mind, maybe write it down. And you may become aware that there are things that are not nourishing you or nurturing you. Now, remember, this isn't about blame. Don't take your power and then put it out there. Oh, well, it's that person's fault. It's that fault. It's that company. It's that culture. It's that manager. It's that friend. Don't go, oh, well, it's their fault. No. You keep your power here and you say, okay, I'm observing objectively what's going on around me. I'm understanding the current reality of that and how it is or is not serving my highest good. And then what we want to do, and you can do this with me, you can do this now or whenever you watch this, I want you to put that aside, all of that stuff, park it. And now I want you to imagine that there's a complete blank slate in front of you. In your mind's eye, just see a blank canvas, like a big white blank canvas, ready for the artist that is you to paint on. You are an artist. Your life is art, a creation that you can create consciously if you do this kind of process. So imagine in your mind's eye, here's a blank canvas, and just let everything go, everything you think you know, everything you think about how things should be and what's possible, and just loosen everything. And I want you to put like a title on this blank canvas in front of you. And it is My Nourishing Environment. My nourishing environment. And then I'd like you to just imagine, intuitively, take what your mind gives you. What would that look like? My nourishing environment. I'm going to go into it and talk to you. And you take what comes to your mind and your imagination. Don't judge it. Don't question it. Don't think, is it possible? Just, what would make you feel powerful, free, calm, loving, creative, whatever it is that what you want to feel that is in your truth. In your environment, what does that look like? And so for me, it is the beach. It is the nature. It is the hot weather. It is the few powerful relationships that are deep. I don't like superficial stuff. I want deep relationships with a few people. It is the time and the space to contemplate, to work, to create, to do my work. It is the relaxation. It's the nourishment. So whatever you get, by the way, when you go into it, is what is true for you. When you go into your blank canvas, it may be family, it may be kids, it may be a particular location, it may be your work environment that comes to you intuitively. What does that look like? Is it hustle and bustle? Is it creativity and teamwork? I don't know. But you must do the exercise to create and envisage what is your highest environment that nourishes your soul. And it's not going to be the same as mine. So I did this exercise in my training, and one lady, when she went into that, she was saying it's all about clean white spaces and cleanliness, like that really brings her a lot of peace. And then what we do is say, okay, well, what's an obvious action that you can do to create that, an obvious next step? And for her, obvious next step as well, I've got this corner full of clutter and junk, I could clean that up. Okay, cool, go do that. That's it. And then you go back into it. Okay, what do I want? What does it look like? What's the obvious action? Okay, I can spend a little bit more time here. I can buy this thing and put it here. I can bring a pot plant into my room or whatever. I don't know. It's little action steps that you take from the place of your vision that you then start creating what you want around you. So I'm not saying get all those things that are not working, people, places, things, and fix them and fight them. No. Be aware. Park it. Now you create what you want, and you take action to create what you want, which is not the same as fixing and running away from what you don't want. You don't want to do that. That's a very low level of consciousness. So, but you've got to get your vision. Most people don't have a vision for anything in their life, let alone the kind of environment they want around them. So if you actually take some time to create your vision of what environment suits you, and if you're in a company, if you're a leader in a company, this is also your task. What is the company culture? What is the environment in the workspace that you want to create? What does that look like? What does it feel like? What are the people, places, things, and information in that culture that you want to create that is going to help nourish yourself and people and teams and work and so on? Most people in companies, the culture just sort of creates itself. It just sort of comes about by whatever people are doing and thinking in their ego states. And people don't consciously sit down and say, what do I want to create? The conscious creator does that. They have a vision and it's clear and it's from their heart and it's true and it's powerful. And then they take steps to create that. But most people just let it all happen. And then you wonder why it's not great. And then you're trying to fix it. No, you got to start with your blank slate and understand, what do you want to create? If you're in a leadership position, you want to create a culture that helps people to be well and healthy and flourish and thrive and be resilient and perform well and enjoy their jobs and be engaged. What does that look like for your company? Because it's not the same for every company. So you've got to create the vision, and then you start creating the vision. You've got to create it in your mind, then you start creating it in reality. And then you create the environment that nourishes and nurtures you. So I think really, just to close off, I'm almost on time today. Rebecca says, vision is so important for conscious creating and create self-awareness and self-responsibility. I love that you've said that, darling. Thank you, because that's the thing. When I say the environment affects your well-being, I am not saying that you can then blame the environment and sit back and say it's everyone else's fault and everything around you and the government and the economy. Yes, there are things out there that are happening that we can't control that affect us. But a conscious creator, a resilient person, takes the power back, keeps it here, and then says, what do I want? And now what steps can I take to create that from an intuitive, creative place? Not from a limited, like, oh no, I've got to fix everything. No. From a bountiful place of creation. Create the environments that you want. It is your responsibility. It is. You can't blame anyone else. Sorry. And a lot of people are not going to like that. Even I didn't like to hear that. I said it, and part of me went, no, I want to blame everybody. No, sorry, it's you. And you could take that as a bad thing and something you don't want to hear. Or you could take it as a very empowering truth that you are a conscious creator of your reality. You are a conscious creator. You get to choose. You have choice. You can take action to create, and you're allowed to do that. It's not always easy. Not everyone's going to agree with you. It's not going to be, I don't know, it's not going to be plain sailing all the time. But you have to do it for you, because if you are in a fire, you're going to get burnt. And then you put all your energy towards battling the fire and trying to heal the burns, and you have no energy left to actually create what you want in your life. It's a waste of energy. You could be like swimming through water, and instead, by staying in dysfunctional environments, you're swimming through treacle. Why are you making it harder for yourself? Just be in an environment that serves you better. And it doesn't mean up and leave everything and go and find something else. Often it's little creative actions. A little bit less of this outside of me, a little bit more of that. I'm going to go and seek a bit more of that. I'm going to be around that person more. Little things. We don't have to do it all at once. To start to create something around you that nourishes you and feeds your soul. And when you give energy to that environment, it gives energy back. Environments that drain you, people, places, things, information, they drain you. They don't give you any energy back. You put energy into that relationship. You put energy into scrolling through your Facebook. You put energy into that company. Do you feel nourished in return? Because if you don't, it's probably not the best place for you. So what are you going to do about that? I don't know. That's up to you, because you are your own guru. You must navigate your own journey. But I said it before, and I say it in every session. Your energy is the currency of your life. Where are you investing it? Is it giving you a return? If you're investing your energy trying to be okay in environments that are clearly not right for you, you're just wasting your energy. You get no return on that investment. But if you put your energy into people, places, things, and information that really feeds you and helps you and gives you a return, Now you're multiplying. Now you're going to grow. Now you're going to expand, and it's going to get better and better and better and better. Rebecca says it's great to have accountability partners to keep to the path that nourishes. Yeah, sometimes we need, that's why we have coaches, right? It's not easy to do anything alone in life, particularly if you're on a path of growth and progression. If you're really dedicated to your own growth, well-being, resilience, success, happiness, fulfillment, it's not easy to do on your own. You need to have support, and that's the thing, people around you. You need people around you that are going to support you. And if you're not getting that, maybe you need to start looking for them. So my darlings, I'm over by 5 minutes, so let's have a little wrap up. Okay, environment affects your well-being. Yes, your well-being, your resilience is about your mental state, your perspectives, your emotions, your behavior, your body, your soul. All of that is in your power, and it's very key. But also you are part of this environment, and it is also playing a role in how you experience life and whether or not you grow to your greatest potential. You are a seed. If you want the seed to grow, you must put it in an environment that nourishes the seed with water and sun. If it doesn't get those things, it won't grow. Same for you. Where are you planted? Is it nourishing you? Whether it's home, work, whatever. You must be in environments that nourish you so that you can grow. But it's not about blaming the environment. It's not about saying, well, it's your fault, your fault, your fault, blah, 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 blah. No, bring your power back in, create your vision of what you would love as an environment that nourishes you, and step by step, you create it, you create it, you create it. You're not a victim of circumstance. You're a creator of circumstance, creator of your reality. So I'm going to leave it there, my lovelies. That was very interesting for me because, as I say, I've changed environment, and this environment is not quite conducive. So I don't really know how that was, but you know, I did it, and that's the main thing. And I will see you again next week. So thank you for watching. Thank you, Rebecca, for all your wonderful comments and your interaction. That was really awesome. As I say, I always love that. That's what makes this fun for me, is that people interact, because as I say, I could talk to myself for hours about it, but it's more fun to actually have a dialogue. So if you watch this later, do put any questions and comments into the comment thing as well, and I will see you next week at 11 a.m. on Friday UK time for whatever I decide we're going to talk about there. Beam, were you watching? Oh, that's Beam or Krish. Bye bye, darling. I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye, everybody.